Hey, Coach, Jimmy Jai, D210 Sports. Y'all held the Panthers to 9 points heading into the fourth, I believe. What went wrong for them to find some success later in the game?
Yeah, the last, second to last drive, we had a couple of mix-ups. And, guys not leaving the running back there on that fourth down. We had somebody assigned to him. He starts following the quarterback's eyes and leaves him. Then they're able to get it to him, So, yeah, just a little bit of missed assignments. Not a lot, but enough to help them. And then you got to give it to Perkins, to the way he scrambled and got guys all over him, and he finds somebody late. So you got to give him credit, always. The way he was able to handle the pressure and find the guy late, and then the last drive, we just, again, it's hard to think through the whole thing, but we had our opportunities, and we needed to be better.
Anthony Miller, All Football Digest. Coach, you guys went 10 quarters without scoring a touchdown, and then it seemed like the offense really got it rolling in the second half. How big was it for your offense to finally get out of the mud that you've been in for the last couple games and be able to get some rhythm? Yeah,
we did get some rhythm, and, guys like Tyler Vaughns made some incredible plays and catches. Sal Cannella as well, so Luis, just had some confidence going to those guys to make those kind of tough catches. And then we ran it a little bit better there in the fourth quarter, which helped as well. Day Hunter had several really nice runs, so that makes a big difference.
Ron Murray, K104, Coach, your third straight loss. Where's your level of frustration at right now?
It's high, yeah. And, I'll be honest, I don't know how, unless he was calling timeout on his way down to land, that there was a second left. I've never seen that happen. Someone run around like that, and only 6 seconds are off the clock.
Any questions? Okay, via Zoom.
Yes. Alan, you first, and then James second. Alan, go ahead.
Yes, you touched on a little bit there, Coach. Sorry to hear about the loss there. About Bryce Perkins and how effective he was, not just running the ball, but also passing. Can you talk about a little bit more about his play?
Yeah, he did a heck of a job for him. Like I said, that fourth quarter, we had all kind of pressure to him, or guys grabbing him, and and he just find a way to fling it to somebody, or get it out. And I don't know how many times we thought we had him sacked or going to have it broken up, and he'd find somebody. So yeah, I'm always going to compliment a guy that makes plays like that.
James.
Yeah, hey, Coach, this is 2 years in a row now where you've played the Michigan Panthers and just had things not go your way the final couple of drives and lose literally on the final play. Can you just talk a little bit about what's kind of gone wrong these final drives and, just kind of penalties and just things that get in the way? Like, what is up with playing the Panthers?
There's no set thing. It's a little bit of everything, whether we could play a little bit better or their quarterback makes an exceptional play, or, we got a face mask penalty, on that last drive that, they helped contribute. But those guys are playing hard. DN's reaching around the offensive tackle to get to the quarterback. It's going to happen sometimes. So it's a little bit of everything. And then get a little bit unlucky with the timing on the clock. I don't, to me, how it goes to 0 and then you put a second back, I'm not so sure. You can't instantly land and it be timeout.
Will you talk a little bit about Amani Bledsoe and the job that he did today up front? Was really active with his hands, got to the backfield multiple times.
Yeah, Amani's a strong, good player. Just what you said, he's very active, powerful, quick. Amani's been a really great player for us.
Any other questions?
Yes, and can you just talk a bit more about Tyler Vaughns and his big day today?
Yeah, Tyler's exceptional. Those were 3-4 really tough catches there at the end, and people are, when you're down there on the sideline next to him, guys are contesting the ball. Some of them have their hands on the ball, and he still, finds a way to wrestle it away from them, and make a big play. So, you get a lot of confidence. You just start throwing the ball up to them and let them go get it.
Finally, Coach, I just wanted to get your perspective. The booth was kind of talking a lot about the beginning of the game, your choice to go for the field goal instead of going for it down and around the 2-yard line. Can you give us your version of what you thought for going with the field goal?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. You've seen us right in 4th and short.
Yes.
I've answered questions all along about that. I went for it. It's why we went for 2 and not 1 at the end of the game, because we haven't been great in short yardage. And I didn't want to walk away from the first drive with 0 points.
Understood. Yeah, I just asked because the booth was talking about it. I wanted to get your perspective.
Well, again, have we been having a lot of first of all, on 3rd and 1, we lost a yard. Did they notice that? So that doesn't give you a lot of confidence now to go for it for 4th and a little bit longer. And again, I didn't want to get 0 points. I thought getting points, these games are always tight and close, and I didn't want to I wanted to walk away with points. And again, we hadn't been very strong in 4th and 1, 4th and 2. I think the game before I went for it on 4th and inches in our own territory and didn't get it. And so there's a lot of good reasons why we didn't go for it.
Last question.
And on a final positive note, can you just talk about Patty Gasso winning the SEC Coach of the Year?
Awesome. I saw that earlier this week. Patty Gasso's the GOAT. She is incredibly special. I've known her since the day I arrived at OU, and she's I can't even keep up with how many national championships they have now, 8 or maybe 9. So anyway, good for her, and always rooting for them.
Appreciate you, Coach. Thank you.
Okay.
Last one right here in the back.
Afternoon, Coach. Fred Willis, the SMG Report. You talked about your frustrations from today and going forward. Talk about your confidence going forward and how you're going to
well, these games are, heck, win or lose, are always tight, close games. So I'm sure next week will be no different. And hopefully we could be on a better side of some of these calls that we're getting, But we got to do our part to acknowledge what can be better with us. I've acknowledged some of it. And then, again, I compliment the players on the other team who are doing a good job. And, their quarterback found a way today to get it done.
All right.
All right.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you for being